You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit in current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We want to chat about items that affect the roof of your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And then remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you, even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, we are celebrating today, even though it is a little gloomy out. It's very windy out. But let's take a look and see what we've got here on the agenda. Career Coach Day. Okay, I guess we can say on that one, it is what it is. There it is.
It is what it is.
Winter Skin Relief Day. Yeah, I don't know. Joy Germ. What the heck is a joy germ? We're not going to even talk about it. Bubble Bath Day. We're striking out. Argyle Day. I thought Argyle went out of style, but I'm not a fashionista, so I'm going to stick with the one and only item that's on the list today that helps me beat anorexia. National English Toffee Day. Where do you get great English toffee? Do you like English toffee? I'm just going to throw it out there. See's Candy. They got some great English toffee. And if you're not watching us from somewhere here in the West, I think Western America, I don't think they have See's Candy in the eastern part of the country. You guys are missing out. See's Candy, wonderful. Take a look at the markets. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 10 points. The S&P 500 flat. NASDAQ down 28. Oil down 77 cents a barrel. And the 10-year Treasury's up just a little bit, 4.688 right now as we speak. Obviously, the biggest news in Southern California right now are these crazy wildfires. I mean, it is amazing. And we're watching our fellow citizens, Pacific Palisades. Very, very sorry to see what's going on there. Altadena, the Pasadena area, Sylmar, all burning right now. And it's not good news. Now, I will hearken back, and I'm going to guess it's probably, 7 or 8 years ago, maybe even a little bit more than that, when we did a radio interview following the fires here in Anaheim Hill. They call them the Canyon Fires. And I don't remember the name of the Canyon Fire or the date of the Canyon Fires, but they were some time ago. They were, I'm guessing 2020, 18, somewhere in there. Maybe Josh, can you look up when the Canyon 1 and Canyon 2 fires were? But 2017. Okay, I was pretty close. So right after that, I was able to interview the fire chief for the city of Anaheim. And he made some very, very cogent proposals. And apparently, Los Angeles didn't look at what learn from the fires of Anaheim. And here's what we learned back then is number one, they had to put in a plan for getting out of mountainous areas where there's not a lot of roads in and out. And if you were to drive in the area of the Canyon Fire, you would be you'll see clearly that there are signs all over saying which way to go. And they've changed it so that the roads are basically all roads go in one direction, except they have one lane available for emergency equipment. If you looked yesterday, they had to bring bulldozers in to get the abandoned cars out of the middle of the street. The other thing that I found very fascinating that no one's done, even in the area, in the Canyon area, is the fire chief said, we've got these hills that are behind that are not are not inhabited. Why don't we put in like 4 or 6 inch water lines with big sprinkler systems up there? That way, if there's vegetation fires, you can turn on the water. Oh yeah, you got to have water. We can't put it out into the ocean in San Francisco Bay. But he made that comment. Still hasn't been done in the Canyon Hills area, but it made a lot of sense to me. We got a $322 billion budget in the state of California. Why haven't some things like that been done? And the other thing that I heard on the news last night, accurate or not, I don't know. Rick Caruso knows more about Pacific Palisades than I do, is that some of the brush hasn't been cleaned out there in decades. Well, one of the big attractions in the Canyon area, I don't know if you've seen this or not, every year in the fall, we get an onslaught of goats. And there's a company that actually has goats for hire. And they bring the goats in. What do goats eat? Anything and everything. If it's not moving, the goat will eat it. So the goats actually come through and clean up the vegetation, the dry brush. And it helps to, mitigate some of these things that they had that was burning in the tinder. Because when they did these things start burning, as we saw yesterday in the Pacific Palisades area, add that to winds that are 40, 50, 60 mile an hour gusts, those embers are going to fly a long way. So, hopefully people are safe. I did hear one lady who had her 4 Ps. I think she might have missed one. 4 Ps of the fire is when you're getting ready to evacuate. People, pets, pictures, and papers. Might have forgot prescriptions, but everything else can be replaced. People, pets, pictures, and papers. Man, it's going to be a mess out there. Going to be a lot of rebuilding going on. A lot of people displaced, and hopefully we can. Hopefully the people are safe because the structures can be replaced. People can't be. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and financial markets. When we come back, how home equity may help you buy your next home in cash or maybe buy down the loan interest rate. Does debt consolidation hurt your credit? Mortgage forbearance, a helpful option for homeowners facing challenges. And what is a personal loan and how does it work? All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Danny, it's not me. It's, I just I'm just the conduit. Hopefully our elected officials are listening, and maybe they'll take into account some of the things that were learned and discovered through the Canyon fires. Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Every day at this time, OBMMI. They provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates, with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. Let's take a look and see what rates did yesterday. And yes, the numbers we tell you are going to be interest rates. They are not APR, points paid or points received. They're the number you're going to put into your mortgage calculator to find out what your payment would be, principal and interest payment. If you don't have a mortgage calculator, rsrlinks.com/mobile app. rsrlinks.com/mobile app. Conventional 30-year fixed rate loans up 6.943. Jumbo 30-year fixed rate loans down 7.059. FHA 30-year fixed rate loan up 6.587. VA 30-year fixed up 6.488. And the USDA 30-year fixed These are for the rural areas. Generally, no down payment, 6.543. That one was up. If you want our thoughts about the market every weekday morning or business morning, as early as the data allows, rsrlinks.com/market minute. rsrlinks.com/market minute. Let's see where the interest rates are right now, or what's going on with the markets right now. We've got the S&P 500 is now down 11.59, down, 9.91. It just flipped on me. 10-year Treasury flat, no change today, 4.69. Round that off. And the mortgage-backed security, the bond is up or down just a little bit, 4 basis points, which means rates are up. That one's up, down 4 basis points. Hard for me to see. I mean, it's a shame. It's a red number, and it says arrow pointing down 4 basis points. And I still have trouble with it. Okay, and technical issues, that's what we're watching right now. But let's take a look and see if there's any numbers that are really driving the market yet. 11 o'clock our time, we're going to see the Federal Reserve minutes from the December 18th Fed meeting. Most likely not going to be favorable for the bond market. Remember, when the bond market is not favorable for the bond market, that means it's interest rates going up. Bonds down, interest rates up. We got the ADP report this morning. The December ADP employment report showed that there were 122,000 jobs created during the month, which was weaker than the 140,000 expected. November's report was unrevised at 146,000. Almost all the jobs came from services sector, which added 112,000 jobs. The goods sector only contributed 10,000 jobs. Additionally, most of the jobs came from large businesses with 500 or more employees. Small businesses under 50 employees added 5,000 jobs, but this figure has been negative many times in recent months. Wages have begun decelerating after an unusual rise in the previous report. Job stayers, or those that remained at their job, decreased from 4.8% to 4.6% year over year, which is the lowest level since July 2021. Job changers are those finding a new job getting poached by competition. Saw an increase of 7.1%, which is down from 7.2% in the previous report. Nella Richardson thinks there is a downshift in job growth and that there will be a disruption in the labor market this year, and does not see where the growth will come from. Looking at manufacturing, financial activities slowed significantly, and professional business services is lackluster, and she does not think that healthcare will be able to sustain it. Fed Governor Waller was making comments. Christopher Waller released his prepared remarks for his speech later today. Waller believes that inflation should continue falling in 2025 and allow the Fed to further reduce interest rates, though at an uncertain pace. Waller said that while it was true inflation appears to have stalled above the Fed's 2% target in the waning months of 2024, market-based inflation estimates, as well as 1 month and shorter-term inflation readings, have left him confident that inflation is continuing to ease in the U.S., even if the pace of improvement is less certain. Quote, this minimal further progress has led to calls to slow or stop reducing the policy rate, unquote. Waller said in his remarks to an Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development event in Paris. However, quote, I believe that inflation will continue to make progress toward our 2% goal over the medium term, and that further reduction will be appropriate, unquote. Waller also went on to say that inflation in 24 was largely driven by increases in imputed prices. Imputed prices, not the ones that we're really paying, but prices that we just plug in, such as housing services and non-market services, which are estimated rather than directly observed, and I consider a less reliable guide to the balances of supply and demand across the goods and services of the economy. Bottom line, he sounded more dovish than expected and did not rule out multiple cuts in 2025. He also believes inflation will continue to come down. Initial jobless claims, which measures individuals filing for unemployment benefits for the very first time, fell 10,000 last week to 201,000, which is a very low figure. Continuing claims measures individuals continuing to receive benefits after their initial claim rose 33,000 to 1.867 million. Both of these numbers are significantly impacted by the holidays and need to be taken with a grain of salt. The initial claims data looks back at last week when we had the New Year holiday, and continuing claims looks back 2 weeks when we had Christmas. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make that call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So when we look at what's going on in Southern California right now, I've talked to you about some of these horrific events in the past. And some people listen to me, some people laugh at me, and that's all good. I have no qualms with either one. But here's the issue. If you remember, we were talking about Rancho Palos Verdes, if you remember, I think it was either the third or fourth quarter last year. And I was sharing with you that home equity is very, very high risk. And I got a lot of pushback that, people want to have their homes paid off, and they don't like the idea of having a mortgage, especially when you go into retirement. And I was making the comment that you can have safe and secure investments and not have quite the risk of real estate. And I've shared with you many, many times our method of retiring on $18,000 a month with using your mortgage as your catalyst. And I've shared with you that there are tools out there. And I had somebody reach out to me again earlier this week after they listened to our broadcast on Monday. And obviously, I had no way of knowing what was going to happen in these fires. But when I talk about the idea of taking your equity out of your property and putting it into safe, secure investments, home equity is not liquid. It is not guaranteed. It is not insured. And there is a zero rate of return on home equity, and there are no tax benefits to home equity. So when you have the opportunity, you take your equity out and you put it into safe, secure investments. Now, FINRA and other institutions, full disclosure, do not want us to talk about this. They don't like us talking about the idea that home equity is not safe. Well, when we started having those slides in Rancho Palos Verdes a few years back, well, we found out that, those folks lost their home equity. They weren't able to sell their houses because of the risk involved. Anytime you've got natural disasters, you have the same situation. People can't sell and take the equity. Unfortunately, all these folks in Rancho Palos Verdes now, or Pacific Palisades, they can't get their equity. It's gone now. Now, if you had a loan on your property and you had taken that money and put it into safe, secure investments, and I don't give investment advice, but I do mention that you should talk to your investment advisor about how safe a variable indexed annuities are, or fixed income annuities, or other life insurance policies. You can talk to your financial advisors about those instruments and see, are they safe? Now, once you've got a loan on your property, is the institution going to come back when there's a fire or a landslide or any of those things and try and get that back? No. They want their payments, but hopefully you've got insurance to cover that. And if you take a loan out, you're going to have insurance, whether it's the California Fair Plan or a legitimate plan. But at least you've got access to the equity. And then, because you're looking, I have a friend that lost their house in the Canyon Fire. I think it took like 6 years to build back, between going through and getting their money and getting the permits and the building and everything else. It took a long, long time. Now, if they didn't have resources, there were times when I know some other folks that we did some financial advising for back in the 2000s when I did have those licenses. Well, they lost their homes in slippages to Caltrans right at the 91 and 55 freeway in Orange County. They ended up living for a couple of years in a Residence Inn. Now, the bottom line on these things is if you've taken your equity out of the property and put it into safe, secure investments, that would not be cars and boats and trips, well, you have options. It's the same as anything else. People that bought NVIDIA 2 or 3 years ago, do you think their financial advisors are telling them to keep it now or they're telling them to diversify? Well, real estate is an investment. Diversify. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, how home equity may help you buy your next home in cash or bringing down the interest rate. Does debt consolidation hurt your credit? Mortgage forbearance, helpful option for homeowners facing challenges. And what is a personal loan? And how does it work? All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments? Paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you believe Southern California real estate is a great investment? Are you a little short to be a cash investor? Are you missing the Social Security card or tax returns? The Siegel Lending Team has the loans for you. Common Sense Lending is back. Yes, there's a cost to higher risk, but the reward can be great. Call today for details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 217037 and DRE number 1869452.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564. Do
you own a luxury home or planning to purchase one? If so, your home may be your largest asset, but your mortgage may also be your largest debt. The Siegel Lending Team is offering amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates in the 3%, and 15-year rates in the 2s. Learn more at RonSiegelRadio.com or call me directly. My number is 800-306-1990, licensed under NMLS 217037. Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037 and DRE number 018694552.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the first Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, This 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message. And I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Let's take a look. How home equity may help you buy your next home for cash. Really? Building equity in your house is one of the biggest financial advantages of home ownership. And right now, homeowners across the country are sitting on record amounts of it. Here's a look at how that home equity could be a game changer for you and why it'll flip your perspective from, quote, why would I move right now, unquote, to why wouldn't I? Home equity, what is it? Home equity is the difference, how much your house is worth and how much you still owe on your mortgage. For example, if your house is valued at $400,000 and you only owe $200,000 on your mortgage, your equity would be $200,000. That is not the same as your gain, but that's your equity. The gain is only the appreciation of the property. The equity is appreciation plus the amount you've paid down on it or your down payment. Why equity is such a big deal for homeowners looking to sell? Recent data from the census and Adam shows how significant today's home equity really is. In fact, more than 2 out of 3 homeowners have either completely paid off their mortgages, and you can see that on the chart that we've got on the screen for you right now. If you're watching us live on our social channels, we record 9 in the morning, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 FM 98.1 video feeds. You are seeing a chart, and it shows the home equity is the green portion. That's at least, let's see, these have 50% equity in their homes shown in blue. Okay, and that's a big deal. Think about it. 2 out of 3 homeowners have at least 50% equity in their homes. To put a more tangible number on it, so you can think about what that really means for someone, CoreLogic shows the average homeowner has $311,000 worth of equity built up. That kind of net worth can go a long way if you're trying to make a move. And that's part of the reason why they share all cash buyers recently reached a new high. According to an annual report from the National Association of Realtors, NAR, 26% of buyers were able to buy without a mortgage. Imagine buying your next house in cash. No mortgage, no monthly payment, no interest rate to mess with. If you want to find out how much equity you have to see if that's an option for you, give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Who knows? You may find out you have enough equity to buy your next place outright. And with today's mortgage rates, not having to take out a home loan is pretty incredible. Even if you don't have enough equity to buy all cash, you may still have enough to make a larger down payment, which has its own benefits, or buy down the interest rate. When you buy down the interest rate, I saw some just recently in the low 5% range with the buy downs, low 5% range. You got to understand how to do it the right way. And you might want to do it with a permanent buy down, but you have to understand these things. And we explain how you do that. I think it's rsrlinks.com/buydown, rsrlinks.com/buydown. And we kind of show you how to do it, how to make that work for your family. rsrlinks.com/buydown. And there's permanent buy downs, there's short-term buy downs, and I like the long-term permanent buy down. So make sure that you're looking and getting the right one. And if you don't understand it, just give me a call, 800-306-1990. I am happy to help you with that. walk you through it, educate you. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. So let's take a look and see. I know we've got, what are we going to do next? I know the story is Your Credit Matters, brought to you by rsrlinks.com/no debt. rsrlinks.com/no debt. Your Credit Matters. No? rsrnodebt.com. Okay. RSR no, I think they both go to the same place. RSR no debt. They don't go to the same place. Okay. I'm going to have to figure out where they're going. I guess I'm all messed up here. Glad Josh is in the background telling me rsrnodebt.com. Okay, so let's take a look and see, does debt consolidation hurt your credit? Okay, debt consolidation may temporarily lower your credit score due to hard inquiries and changes in credit utilization, but consistent on-time payments can help improve it over time. Carrying debt, whether it's through personal loans, credit cards, mortgages, or student loans, is common in America. And if you're struggling to keep up with your payments, you're not alone. The average household has more than $104,000 in debt as of July 2024. $104,000. Consolidating your debt could help make paying off what you owe easier. But does debt consolidation hurt your credit? It can, though the effects are usually temporary. They may have already been done if you can't afford everything. We're going to discover how consolidating your debt can streamline your finances, boost your credit score, and set you on a path to financial freedom. So what is debt consolidation? Debt consolidation is the process of taking out a loan or a new line of credit and using the funds to pay off or dramatically reduce your current debts, ideally at a lower interest rate or with lower monthly payment. This could help you pay off what you owe faster, get out of debt, and improve your total credit utilization ratio. Key difference between debt consolidation versus bankruptcy is that debt consolidation is for those with financial means to continue paying off their debt without court involvement. As you pay off those debts, you'll be reducing your credit utilization ratio, which makes up 30% of your FICO score. The lower it is, the easier it will be for your score to improve. There are several methods you can use to consolidate debt. Here are some of the more common ones. Personal loans. These loans are typically issued by banks, credit unions, and online lenders. You can use the funds, however, to see how you see fit, including consolidating your debt. Balance transfers. If you have credit card debt, you may be able to roll your current balance over to a new credit card, ideally with a lower interest rate. Home equity loans. If you own your home, you may be able to borrow against the equity you've built in the home and use it to consolidate your debt. Home equity line of credit, the HELOC. HELOCs work similarly to home equity loans. You're borrowing against the equity you have in your home, but instead of getting the money in lump sum payment, you'll instead have a line of credit tied to your home. Each debt consolidation method offers different benefits and potential downsides. Consider giving us a call at 800-306-1990 and I'm with you. How debt consolidation affects your credit score? Well, the hard inquiry effect. Debt consolidation can both help and hurt your credit. When you consolidate your debt, your lender will typically perform a hard inquiry. These inquiries show up on your credit report and can temporarily cause your scores to drop by a few points, not a lot. However, once you get your debt consolidation loan and start paying off what you owe, you'll decrease your credit utilization ratio and should see your credit score go up. Remember, pay your debts the right way, rsrccpayment.com, rsrccpayment.com. When you consolidate your debt with a loan and use the funds to settle your debt, you'll decrease your credit utilization ratio. Again, your scores go up. Long-term impacts. Consolidating your debt can also have a long-term impact on your credit report and your credit score. When you use a debt consolidation loan to pay off what you owe, you could end up closing the original account. This could shorten the average length of your credit history, which could hurt your score in the long run. But as long as you're making payments on your debt consolidation loan on time each month, you'll likely see an improvement in your score. You may want to sign up for automatic payments to reduce the risk of missing payments or making payments late. Pros and cons of consolidating debt. There are several potential benefits and disadvantages of consolidating your debt. Let's take a look at each. The benefits: simple finances. Debt consolidation loans can give you fewer payments to keep track of each month. The fewer payments you have, the easier it is to make sure you're paying everything on time. Potential lower interest rates. The best debt consolidation loans and products offer lower interest rates than the loans and credit cards you're currently trying to repay. Lower rates could help you save money in the long run. Fixed payments. Many debt consolidation loans offer fixed interest rates. This means the interest rate on your loan won't change over time, giving you predictable payments that are easier to budget for each month. The disadvantages of debt consolidation. Potential damage to your credit score. Applying for a debt consolidation loan may result in a hard inquiry, which could damage your score. Longer repayment terms. When you take on a new loan, you could have longer repayment terms. This may give you a lower monthly payment, but could also increase your out-of-pocket costs. Upfront costs. Most lenders will charge you fees for originating the loan, as well as other administrative fees. The amount you'll pay will depend on the lender. 5 ways to consolidate debt without hurting your credit. Debt consolidation. We talked about that. We gave you the pros and cons. The home equity line of credit. If you have equity in your home, give us a call. 800-306-1990. Happy to help you there. Balance transfers. That's a possible way. Debt management plans. Cash out. We've talked about this one before. RSR2step.com. RSR2step.com. Can't go into that one right now, but take a look. We just put it on the screen. RSRlinks.com/2step. RSRlinks.com/2step. And when we come back, we're going to talk. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We'll talk about mortgage forbearance, a helpful option for homeowners facing challenges. And what is a personal loan? How does it work? All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the first Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Let's see. Borrow Smart segment brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com. rsrhomeselect.com. Mortgage forbearance, a helpful option for homeowners facing challenges. Let's see. Let's face it. Life can throw some curveballs, whether it's a job loss, unexpected bills, or a natural disaster. Financial struggles can happen to anyone. But here's the good news. If you're a homeowner feeling the squeeze, there's a lifeline that many people don't realize is still available. Mortgage forbearance. As Bankrate explains, quote, mortgage forbearance is an option that allows borrowers to pause or lower their mortgage payments while dealing with a short-term crisis, such as a job loss, illness, or other financial setback. When you can't afford to pay your mortgage, forbearance gives you a chance to sort out your finances and get back on track, unquote. Common misconception is that forbearance was only accessible during the COVID-19 pandemic. While it did play a significant role in helping homeowners through that crisis, what many people don't know is that forbearance is still a tool to support borrowers in times of need. Today, it remains a vital option to help homeowners in certain circumstances avoid delinquency and ultimately foreclosure. The current state of mortgage forbearance. Forbearance continues to serve as a valuable safety net for homeowners facing temporary financial challenges. While the overall rate of forbearance has seen a slight increase recently, it's important to understand what's driving this change and how it fits into the broader picture. According to Marina Walsh, VP of Industry Analysis at the Mortgage Bankers Association, quote, the overall mortgage forbearance rate increased 3 basis points in November and has risen for 6 consecutive months, unquote. This may seem concerning at first glance, but let's break it down. The graph we're showing, again, if you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 FM 98.1 video feeds, you're seeing share of mortgages in forbearance. Look at that. I mean, it's pretty minimal. While the share of mortgages in forbearance has significantly declined since its peak in mid-2020, there has been a slight but notable increase in recent months. This uptick is largely tied to the effects of 2 recent hurricanes, Helene and Milton. Natural disasters like these often create temporary financial hardships for homeowners, making forbearance a crucial safety net during recovery. In fact, 46% of borrowers in forbearance today cite natural disasters as the reason for their financial struggles. Even with the most recent uptick, the share of mortgages in forbearance is nowhere near pandemic levels and thankfully reflects a very small portion of homeowners overall. So why does forbearance matter then? Forbearance can help borrowers avoid the spiral of missed payments and foreclosure. It provides breathing room to address challenges and plan next steps. And while most homeowners today are not in a position to need forbearance, thanks to strong equity and foundation of current housing market, it is an option for the few who do need it. If you are a homeowner you know is facing financial difficulties, the first step is to contact your mortgage lender. Do not put your head in the sand. They can walk you through the forbearance process and help you understand your options. Keep in mind that forbearance is not automatic. You need to apply and discuss the terms with your lender. The bottom line, in tough times, Knowing your options can bring peace of mind. Forbearance is not just a financial tool, it's a lifeline. And while the recent increase in forbearance rates might make headlines that give you pause, the truth is this option is working exactly as it should, helping those who need it most get through difficult moments without losing their home. That is the Borrow Smart segment, brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. And we've talked to you before about the Home Select product. If you have not looked at it, it is a great tool for looking out there and saying, you know something, I'm a little bit worried about my job. I'm a little worried about the economy. I want to be prepared. Now, remember, I've shared this before. Most people don't understand what I'm about to tell you, but those who get it, they get it. The Home Select is the most expensive, highest interest rate program we have that will save you the most money and the most time on your mortgage and give you the highest amount of liquidity. High interest rate saving money. Right, because it's got a sweep option in there. The benefit of it is that sweep. When you're sweeping, you're saving interest dollars. And you know something? Charge me a higher interest rate and save me dollars. I can't spend the rate. I can spend the dollars. Just throwing that out there for you. I think we've got time for a Your Credit Matters. Is that what we've got? Borrow Smart, brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. What is a personal loan and how it works? Many or all of the products that we talk about, we know people that can help you with them. A personal loan is money borrowed from a lender that can be used for almost any purpose, from debt consolidation to home improvement projects. Most people don't have $5,000 sitting in their bank accounts to spend on emergency car repairs or take advantage of a great deal on their dream vacation. That's where personal loans come in. Just like mortgage or auto loans, personal loans allow you to cover large purchases or expenses under the terms that you'll pay the loan over time, typically with interest. If you're considering taking out a personal loan, here's what you need to know to ensure you're making the right move for your future. Key points. Personal loans are versatile financial tools that can be used for various purposes, from debt consolidation to emergency expenses to home improvements. Personal loans offer flexibility, providing a lump sum upfront and allowing for more structured repayment plans, unlike credit cards. There are 7 common types of personal loans. So research different lenders to find the right one. Give me a call, 800-306-1990. We will put you in touch with them. A personal loan is money borrowed from a bank, credit union, or other financial institution that can be used for virtually any personal expense. Like any other installment loan, personal loan borrowers are expected to pay the money back over a set period. Let's look about some of what they are. Well, first, let's look at 8 reasons for a personal loan. If you're planning on making a big purchase, getting a better handle on your debt, or have run into some unexpected expenses, applying for a personal loan can help cover the costs. Debt consolidation is one type. Unexpected medical expenses, home remodeling, emergency expenses, vehicle repairs or finances, moving expenses, vacations, weddings. Personal loans can also be a strategic financial tool in uncertain situations or for certain situations. Consider these 3 smart ways to use a personal loan. Personal loans can be a cost-effective way to consolidate high-interest credit card debt. By refinancing your debt at a lower interest rate, you can potentially save hundreds or even thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. Get out of debt. Personal loan with a fixed repayment schedule can help you break free from the cycle of minimum payments and pay off debt more quickly and boost your credit score. Adding an installment loan, such as a personal loan, to your credit mix could be helpful. What should you not use a personal loan for? Well, college tuition, not a good idea. A home down payment, not a good idea. starting a business, save your money first. Everyday expenses. There's a lot of good and bad in there. If you want the full report, give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.